This is a video here from johnbcrist, whose full information will be linked below. Check him out. He has Brett Cooper on here explaining the 4B movement. So let's see what she has to say.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, sit down. Class is in session. So 4B movement stems from South Korea.
Okay.
So South Korea has a huge feminist problem. They are, running rampant. They also have the lowest birth rate in the world. They have a major, major problem, population decline. So the government is literally doing everything in their power to get people to procreate. They are giving people stipends. They're giving men stipends to take women out on dates.
Broadway.
Go on up, put on your cowboy hats, on your sparkle tits, going down.
Can she say that? I guess so. They're on YouTube also. All right. To be clear, the Korean population has a 0.6 replacement rate. They're not even replacing themselves for one person. And apparently the government's paying men to take women on dates, which I kind of agree with. I mean, if you've got a problem where men can't get women, because it's not such a problem for women, the average woman can go on a dating app or whatever, and she's just got offers. Yeah, help these men get dates. I mean, the civilization depends on it. It seems like a silly thing. Government helping men get dates, that sounds stupid. But if not enough men get dates and not enough people get together, then we've got a serious problem.
But the government is doing everything they can to get people to date and marry. And it's become a big problem because there is a faction of women in South Korea who have joined this 4B movement. And it's no sex, no dating, no marriage, no children.
To go against the government.
To go against the government and men, to say, screw the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, there was this hysterical, I think it was an article in the Atlantic, and I covered it this summer, but they talked about what these women do for work, because often they make this advocacy their full-time job. Yeah. So their fathers pay for them. So they go home, even though they're saying we hate men, they go back and their fathers, pay for their food, do all that. Their moms make the meal, and they sit at the dinner table and they refuse to speak to their father, but their dad is paying for them to have like a house or food. Anyway, so it's very comical in that way. So that's the 4B movement in South Korea.
That is absolutely insane. If that is true, I was thinking, I want to put myself in these women's shoes. They're frustrated. They're trying something drastic, but to not talk to your own father, I would do something about that, man. That's just nuts.
Trump was elected. Women believe that all their rights are being taken away. They're basically going to be handmaidens. They're all ordering their handmaidens outfits off of Amazon. They're going to oppress themselves. Yeah. And so they have adopted the American version of 4B movement. So they're saying we are not. It's so funny. They're like, we are not going to sleep with any man who doesn't respect us. And we're all like, okay.
You should have been doing that the whole
time.
Right,
I was like, that
great
literally,
idea.
That's
I support you in that.
Thank you. I'm like, keep it up.
So you haven't been doing this?
Yeah.
And they're laughing because that's what these women have been doing. But now they've just shaved their heads and said it out loud. Basically, from what I get of watching dating podcasts and looking at data for the last year or so, most women who are like even average, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, want a guy 6 feet tall, 100,000 a year, good looks, that kind of thing. So they really weren't getting with the guys who are like under that anyway. And the guys who are like in the top level aren't marrying them and dating them anyway. Now, this isn't 100%. Let's not talk in complete generalizations, but this is what seems to be over the 50% of what's going on.
And there, I saw another one, and this girl was saying, all right, girls, like, what form of birth control are you on? It's time to go on birth control. I'm like, okay, so you're literally admitting that you've been using abortion as a form of birth control because you aren't on birth control. Hilarious. And so they're doing all this stuff. So it's all common sense. That's why it's so ridiculous. They're like, we're abstaining. We're not going to sleep with somebody unless he respects us or is committed to us. We're getting on birth control. I'm like, great. Thank you.
How we've been trying to live the whole time.
Yeah,
so are we pro this? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, now I think we are. Yeah. So it's really, I'm like, you're solving the problem, because if you stop having casual sex, which, 99% of abortion is used as a form of birth control. That is a fact. If you limit casual sex, you're limiting the need for, we're all winning. And you're helping yourself. This is healthier for you emotionally and physically. So anyway, so that's what women are doing now.
It's like it's like one of those tweets that it's like, who's gonna tell her?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, you're actually helping us.
Well, I in a not comparable at all. But no, I just go to caveat, not comparable at all, but kind of. at the Taylor Swift show. wait.
I love this.
Wait. It was, how many are people? 70,000 people in there.
Yeah.
Mostly women.
Mhm.
And everybody scream about how men are not spoken well of.
F the patriarchy.
Yes,
in
in
her song.
general, around the whole night.
Yeah.
Outside, that you would write your ex who left you on the what was it? Smallest man who'd ever lived.
Yep.
It was like, and I was like, I don't think I would ever say this publicly, but here I am saying it publicly. I go, this is very negative about men here. I feel like men might have bought all these tickets.
I don't know about that. I'm sure a lot of them bought their own tickets, but they have a point that probably a lot of guys did buy the tickets. And by the way, we see how much influence that Taylor Swift had over a certain little outcome. Oh well. So that's about it. Like I said, here's a channel here. Seems pretty cool. I just gotta say something kind of offbeat. I'm here in Japan, and I don't see hardly any of this. I think things are mostly normal here. I'm sure some modern women here in Japan are following certain things, but it seems pretty normal. Now, if so many of these women, let's say there was that Taylor Swift concert, there were like 70,000 of them. How many of them are nurses? There's got to be some. And like, if I'm a guy in a hospital, I don't want some nurse who like hates men. I've had a nurse take a blood sample test like 3 times. She just wasn't that good at it. She messed up. It was legit. What if you get one of these like man-hating nurses and they're like, whoops, I messed up the blood test. Take it again. Whoops, I messed up the blood test. Or, whatever else they can do to you. Whoops, I spit in your food. Here's the meal. Look, my wife is a nurse. My sister-in-law is a nurse. Nurses are great. But I'm saying if one of these women who hates men is a nurse, how can they control themselves? They hate men. They don't want to sleep with men. They don't want kids from men. They don't want to date men. But they'll take care of a man when he's hurt. I don't know. Let me know what you think, but I wouldn't want one of them. I'd probably tell the hospital, like, look, male nurse, please, because they're on the rise these days. There are more than ever. Or conservative nurse, please. Just saying, guys. I think about that once in a while. All right. If you're not subscribed to it, consider it. Done here for now. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.